another talent, Scott, coming along, and he's going to tell us a story.
Same family.
Yay! He's really good at stories.
Father and I only joined in because we thought adults had to. But now we've been... Now this... No, you're fine. Yes, this is a little story now. It's also in a warm climate, at a warm time of the year, but I'm going to tell it anyway. It's called The Lion and Albert. There's a famous seaside place called Blackpool that's noted for fresh air and fun. And Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went there with young Albert, their son. A grand little lad was young Albert, all dressed in his best, quite as swell, with a stick with an horse's head handle, the finest that Woolworths could sell. They didn't think much to the ocean. The waves, they was fiddling and small. There was no wrecks and nobody drowned. In fact, nothing to laugh at all. So, seeking for further amusement, they paid and went into the zoo with his lions and tigers and camels and old ale and sandwiches too. There were one great big lion called Wallace. His nose was all covered in scars and he lay in a somnolent posture with the side of his face on the bars. Now Albert had heard about lions, how they was ferocious and wild. Well, to see Wallace lying there so peaceful, it didn't seem right to the child. So, straight away the brave little fella, without showing a morsel of fear, took his stick with his horse's head handle and shoved it in Wallace's ear. Well, you could see that the lion didn't like it, for giving a kind of a roll, he pulled young Albert inside the cage with him and swallowed the little lad whole. Now, Pa, who had seen the occurrence and didn't know what to do next, said, "Mother, young lion's at Albert." And Mother said, I am vexed." So Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom, quite rightly when all said and done, went and complained to the animal keeper that the lion had eaten their son. Well, the keeper was quite nice about it. He said, "What a nasty mishap. Are you sure that it's your boy he's eaten?" Pa said, "Am I sure? There's his cap." The manager had to be sent for. He came and he said, "What's to do?" Pa said, "Your lion's at Albert, and him in his Sunday clothes too." Mother said, "That's right, young fella. I think it's a shame and a sin for a lion to go and eat Albert, and after we've paid to come in." The manager wanted no trouble. He pulled out his purse right away, saying, "How much to settle the matter?" Pa says, "How much do you usually pay?" But Mother returned a bit awkward when she thought where Albert had gone. She said, No, somebody's got to be summoned." So that was decided upon. So off they went to the courthouse, in front of the magistrate chap. They told him what had happened to Albert and they proved it by showing his cap. The magistrate gave his opinion that no one is really to blame and that he hoped the Ramsbottoms would have further sons to their name. At this, Mother got proper blazing. "And thank you, sir, kindly," said she. "What? Spend all my life raising children to feed ruddy lions? Not me." Oh, so Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom went home to their tea, feeling blue. Ma says, "Oh, I feel down in the mouth like." And Pa says, "Oh, I bet Albert does too." Says Mother, "It just goes for to show you that the future is never revealed. If I thought we was going to lose him, I'd have not had his boots soled and healed." "Well, let's look on the bright side," says Father. "What can't be helped must be endured. Every cloud has a silvery lining. And we did have young Albert insured." A knock at the door comes that moment, as Father these kind words did speak. 'Twas the man from Prudential the insurance company. And he'd called for his twopence per person per week. When Father saw who'd been knocking, he laughed, and he kept laughing so that the young man said, "Here, what's there to laugh at?" And Pa says, "Oh, you'll laugh and all when you know." "Excuse him for laughing," says Mother, "but really things happen so strange. Our Albert's been hit by a lion. You've got to pay us for a change." When the young man had heard all the details, a bag from his pocket he drew, and he paid them with interest and bonus, the sum of £9, 4 and 2. Pa had scarcely got his hand on the money when a face at the window they see. And Mother says, "Oh, look, it's Albert!" And Pa says, "Oh, why, it would be." Young Albert comes in all excited and started his story to give, and Pa says, "I'll never trust lions again, not as long as I live." The young man from the Prudential to take back the money began. And Pa said, "Hey, hang on a minute, don't be in a hurry, young man." And giving young Albert a shilling, he said, "Hey, you, go pop off to the zoo. Here's your stick with your horse's head handle. Go, see what the tigers can do."